Hello, Elven Warrior here, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm just going to do an overview of the Alith campaign guide that I've done. So over the course of 25 turns, we managed to secure 2 full provinces. So we've managed to wipe out the Cult of Pleasure as well. They can be a real pain in the ass. You've basically allowed basically Ulthuan to be safe from the Dark Elves from the west. So whether that's a good thing, don't know, because you don't want Tyrion to get too strong like he is doing, because he's gone to war with Valyrian. He's going to wipe these out, and then he's going to control like all of this of Ulthuan here. So that's going to be like a bit of a struggle. So yeah, so basically, like, for the lords, for the good lords anyway, I seem to find that, like, for the archmages, what you want to get is like administrator, really. So if I can just find one quickly, where are you? Right, entrepreneur. It's not as good as what it was when it first come out, because they've nerfed it, but like, it would have been better, but it's not. They've took it away, which unfortunately, I understand why, but unfortunately it's a bit shit. There's not one administrator here. Oh, there we go. Fucking hell. Okay, so yeah, ideally you want administrators. They reduce the construction cost and time, which is good. So if you want to get stuff done quickly, like for instance the ancient city there, this building takes 6 turns. It'll just like knock a turn or 2 off, and it'll knock a turn off like that one there, make it a lot cheaper as well. So that's good. Also conductor, that's a really good one, especially if you get like other than Heaven's Magic, because then you get that Uranus Thunderbolt upgraded. It's really good for taking out enemy artillery. I was doing a campaign where I was going up against basically like Empire garrisons, and in fact it was Marcus Wolfhart I was up against, and basically I just had the mage up against the bloody wall on the outside, and he was just able to wipe out all of the artillery pieces just by aiming on the actual like mortar, not the troops. Just aim it on top of the mortar, and it like blows them up. Most of the time it does it in one go, but yeah, you just literally blow up the pieces like that. Use 3 of them or 4, whatever unit scale size you've got it on. Destroy their artillery pieces, and they're fucking useless. They can't like participate anymore. You just force them into melee. So another good one as well is protected. This is quite a good one. So it protects like any lords or heroes that are within 30 meters of him. They give him extra physical resistance and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. So princes. What I like for princes, there's one, Dragon Willed. That's really good. So if you want to go like dragon focused for an army, he provides 20% upkeep reduction, and also can recruit them quicker. You want to combine that with a follower, which is a Calidor Dragon Rouser. That's really good. That gives extra melee defense for the dragons, and also it's cheaper to recruit them as well, which is good. So other ones for lords are efficient. They reduce the upkeep costs for like pretty much most of your infantry, sisters, spearmen, archers, bolt throwers. It's really good. So resistant is another good one. They provide like buffs to magic resistance, missile resistance, and melee defense as well. So that's pretty good. Okay, princesses. So punitive is really good. That provides missile. There you go. There it is. Missile resistance to local enemy armies -10, and also missile strength to like basically your archer units, which is really good. It's a really good one to have. Another good one is Ardent. It provides basically upkeep reduction to archers and Lothern Sea Guard, whilst also increasing their range. Also gives them frenzy as well. Like, I've got this one keen, that's okay. That's just like kind of like the one down from Ardent pretty much. There's another keen one there. Another one which is quite good. There's another couple. What's it called? Energetic. That one's okay. Extra campaign movement range and that. And that's about it for the lords. So for heroes, for the Handmaiden, you want resistant. It's pretty much the same. It's very similar to the lord trait, except it's just it provides a small. It just provides a smaller like buff instead of the one that was provided to them. Smaller than what the lord provides. Entrepreneur as well. It's the same as, well, yeah, similar to this one. It's just, where is it? Let's have a look. Let's find you. Where have you gone? Yeah, so it's similar to that, but it just has the plus 3% tax rate faction wide, which is really good. That's like the one you want for the Handmaidens. So the mages as well, I'll just move on to the mages quickly whilst I'm here. It's exactly the same as this, but with, again, same as the Handmaiden, plus 3% tax rate, which is very good, and it stacks, it's really good. And again, same for the mages. Conductor is really good, but unless you go for a fire mage, you want incendiary as well if you go in a dragon focused army. Let me just find one. Where are you? I did see one before. Incendiary, where are you? There you go. Incendiary. Imagine having that as well as being mounted on a sun dragon. Fucking amazing. So strong. So nobles, what you want to get is frugal. That they're quite good. Like minus 15% upkeep reduction. That's good. Emollient is very good as well. They provide public order buffs to faction wide and local regions. And also they provide a buff to entertainment buildings, so plus 5% faction wide on all entertainment buildings. It's really good. There's another one that I've come across as well that's really good, Dynamo. So I shoved that into the armies, and they provide basically buffs to leadership and extra campaign movement range, so it enables you to obviously get across the campaign map a lot quicker, so it's really good there. So Lawmasters, so Conductor, it's not the same as what the Mage one is. Basically the Conductor trait for the Lawmasters enables them to have Arcane Conduit, so they can't normally get it. So this is why this trait's really good, and if you're going to shove them into the army, which I like to do, that just provides an extra unit in there that provides Arcane Conduit. So if you get, like, typically I want at least 2 spellcasters that provide Arcane Conduit in my armies. If you have like a lord that's has it already, then you'll have 3, and it just, it boosts your magical reserves and everything. It's really good. Fecund is a really good trait to have as well, so you can use them to grow provinces. Going back to the Handmaidens a minute, they have the exact same trait. But they can grow even further because they can stimulate growth anyway. So by doing that, you can literally get about 90 growth from a Handmaiden. That's really good. On the subject of Handmaidens again, another one which I like, which I've found recently, which has been changed, is Medic. So I tend to put like 2 Handmaidens in my armies as well. So I have 1 resistant and 1 medic. So the medic improves casualty replenishment, so like by 10%. It's really good. And the Handmaiden herself has regeneration, so it's really good. So if you want to use it, if you're attacking a settlement like before, so if I was taking that, I could have just put that Handmaiden out in front. She'd be taking damage, but then she'd be healing straight away as well, which would be really good. Okay, so that's all the mages covered there. That's all those traits and everything. So where I'll probably be going like now is I'll just be waiting until these are self-sustainable. Once they're self-sustainable, they no longer need you to like basically watch over them, deal with revolts. You most look likely to come down here. I would probably just get rid of these just so it secures it for the lizard men. Like, I would prefer them to take him out, but they're not going to. Well, first, before we move out, actually, I'm going to sort his army out. You've got the money. You'll have the money from like these. I'm going to get rid of all of these apart from the Shadow Walkers, and I'm going to literally replace all Shadow Walkers. And then as soon as I get one of these up to tier 4, whichever one's going to be first, it might actually be Arnheim. Might get this first actually, because that's about to move on to 3. Yeah, so Arnheim, when that gets there, get handmaidens, and then like start kitting out my hero, like with heroes then, and then obviously put my Elven Gardens there. So obviously this is still like the early game build. You want to just put growth. You want to grow them to at least tier 4 minimum quickly. So, and then once you get rid of that, I'm going to put the money. This slot here will be Elven Gardens, and then it'll either be I'll probably build the handmaidens first just to get a handmaiden, and then I'll swap it out for an archive. Put a mage in there as well, and then I'll leave it as the mage, and then I'll build the sisters building because I'm not going to recruit sisters in his army, so there's no point in leaving it there really, because his army is going to be Shadow Walkers because they're just so much better in his army. But yeah, I'll probably build it over here actually, the sisters building. I'll just probably leave that there possibly. But yeah, we'll see. So like over here, this is pretty much done, like on its way there. Like, do want to build the money building in at some point, but because the limitations, I'm probably not going to be able to do that, just because I need that in there. I need that in there as well. Probably could actually. No, because I need that as well. That'll be in here. So yeah, I won't be able to build the money building, but you've got other provinces there which are good. So yeah, currently the Moonshard, I'm going to build like the walls up there, just so like I've got walls built here, just so it slows them down, and the same thing there, they just can't walk in, take it straight away. You don't want to do that. As for like diplomacy, as it stands now, the first one you want to look to confederate is Ilaria. So unfortunately you can't trade with her, which is a pain, but she's quite weak. Considering to the others, she is quite weak. So you want to look to confederate her first, and then probably way up. Yeah, just literally get your relations improved greatly to about, usually, especially for like these two anyway, like, well, for everyone apart from Tyrion, you want it about around 80 is when you can like confederate them good. It just depends on, like, I'm going to get a defensive alliance with Hexalatl. I'm going to look into it, but I do have a slight feeling that by having defensive alliances, or well, having alliances with other factions does increase the chance of being able to confederate them. So I'm currently working through that, testing it, but he's at strength rank 68 there, because I've, like, on other ones I've confederated, but he what's his face, Eltharion, I've managed to confederate him, and he was stronger than me by quite a bit as well. Like, I was like around this and he was about 68, and I've managed to confederate him, like, so it was like strange. And it was this confederation thing was green, so he wanted it. So, you know, it's things like that. And I had like defensive alliances and stuff, so only like a couple. So it's a work in progress. I will do a video hopefully when I get it updated, so when I find out myself. So yeah, Lethern will be a good one to take. That's just because he's had a hard battle there at the gate. So yeah, hopefully he takes just more damage. Then you might even be able to confederate him first. You just need to get this up, get this up to 80, you could probably confederate him. So use your influence, use whatever you need to use, just to get it up, and then there you go. So yeah, so then once if you want to deal with Skeggy, because they probably will be a bit of a pain, you could deal with these with Hexalatl, just sack and raise them, and then fucking move, just come back up here, and then you can either just focus on the island, on Ulthuan, or you can just focus up north. These are going to declare war at some point. It just depends when they're going to declare war. But yeah, you probably want to take. I probably suggest if these hold off on war, you'll be able to just come over to Ulthuan, deal with, like, try and take some of these settlements away from Tyrion and that. Like, I would go to war with Safri, take Safri out, and then you've conquered like a safe bit here, and you're also limiting Tyrion as to what you can do. If you can stifle him from growth, then he's gonna struggle to it'll be easier to confederate him, I'd imagine. But again, like I said, work in progress. I'll figure it out, hopefully. So there you go. So there's my overview of what I think about this campaign and stuff. So if you've enjoyed it, shove a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you all next time for the next video.